very, very briefly explain to our listeners what it was about your experiences in Iraq and Afghanistan that turned you into anti-imperialist activists and socialists.
I was something of a socialist before my junior year.
Got it.
Very interesting.
But Spencer, you specifically, you're a ranger doing special operations in Afghanistan. That's pretty crazy. What are you really doing when you are in these special operations in Afghanistan?
Well, so special operations constitutes a wide spectrum. My particular role as a ranger was direct action, and direct action in the military sense, which means essentially killing or capturing people. So, but every mission I would go on, I would just find myself and my fellow rangers just tearing people's villages to shit, barging into their homes, ransacking them. We separate the women and children, put a bag over their head, cuff them, take them to a detainee center, which is just a euphemism for a prison. And the majority of the time, these guys had nothing to do with the intelligence we were given. So we would essentially go out and try to pick a fight and, due to our own actions and presence, make something happen. Of course, when someone would get killed, or we would destroy a village or whatever, that was horrific. But again, for soldiers and the specific type of soldier I was with, that was kind of like an afterthought or a joke to them, and someone like, oh, haha, so funny. We're here, killing and capturing people, and there's this horrific drug trade going on that the U.S. has a very big stake in.
Very interesting.
But yeah, I mean, the majority of the guys I was with, they would always talk about how they couldn't wait to get back out and kill. Even before we deployed, that high, that rush you get when you get to encounter other human beings and have the ability to take their life with impunity.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mike, you were in military intelligence in the invasion of Iraq. You joined the military before 9/11. But, military intelligence also sounds like a very important classified job. What the hell was this really like? What exactly were you actually doing there?
My first year in the Army and my first year and a half in the Army before Iraq was literally doing nothing. So my job in military intelligence, I did the job for about a couple days for my entire 4 years in the military.
So when you look at things like that, this kind of bumbling bureaucratic mess where you don't know what the fuck is going on and people are just kind of told to do whatever. How do you account for that?
There's just a supreme incompetence and supreme arrogance. Imagine if all of a sudden George W. Bush and Rumsfeld are the generals of an army. That's essentially what happened. They're the commanders of the army. And here we are, defeated 17 years later, just like the Iraq War was a defeat.
Let's give a question to Spencer now.
Again, there's no rhyme or reason, and there's no real rationale to any of these decisions made by those who inhabit the Pentagon and the White House. But again, I think it's just representative of us living in the simultaneously most horrifying but also most stupid time possible.
Incredibly well said.
Thank you.
I totally agree with both of you. Speaking of rewriting history, Mike, how do you justify torture?
Yeah, well, first of all, it's important to know
why torture is good.
Torturing. Yep. So it's something that we, of course, need to be aware of and fighting against.
Totally.
Give a quick plug, Mike. Tell us where people can find and support Eyes Left, and also where they can find you. And then Spencer, go on to plug your stuff.
Yeah, well, Eyes Left you can find on Instagram and Twitter at Eyes Left Pod. You can listen to it on any major streaming platform. Just search for Eyes Left, or you can just go to SoundCloud/Eyes Left. Of course, on our Twitter, we post all the new episodes and everything.
All of that holds true for me too. But if you want to, reach me one-on-one on pretty much all social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, etc., I'm at Punk Proletarian. So either email us at Eyes Left, or you can message me there, and we can help you out.
Thanks again, you guys. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Thank you. All right, thanks for having us.